Ready to stop stressing about retirement? Brace yourselves, because these will probably challenge your beliefs. But the top retirement rules you've been relying on could be steering you wrong. Retirement planning can be overwhelming, especially when so much of what we hear isn't exactly true. You've probably been told things like Social Security will cover you, or you need $1 million to retire. But how much of that advice actually holds up? Honestly, probably not so much, because, like personal finance, retirement is uniquely yours. It's designed by the life that you want to live. So let's dig into the top retirement myths that might be steering you in the wrong direction. Trust me, by the time we're done here, you'll feel more confident about your plan and your future. I think it's really important to have a conversation about these things. We had a lot of misconceptions when we moved into this season of our life. As you know, I've not retired yet. But 2.5 years ago, my husband was the breadwinner of the family, and he did. That means a lot of things had to change, and mistakes, they were made. I'll get into our big mistake in a few minutes, the one that cost us $25,000. But let's set the foundation first. Social Security will cover all of your retirement needs. That's a myth. A lot of people think Social Security will be enough to support their lifestyle in retirement, but that's not really how it works. Social Security is designed to supplement your income, not replace your savings. With the rising cost of living and unexpected expenses, relying on Social Security could leave you a little bit short. Building a mix of saving and investing is the key to comfortable retirement. Think of Social Security as the one piece of the puzzle, not the entire picture. Can you make Social Security only work for you? Yeah, I think you can, as I've seen people actually doing it. But I'll tell you, you're gonna need some help. HEAP, Home Energy Assistance Programs, subsidized housing, SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Programs, those benefits for food, and maybe even some expansive medical coverage will help. So adding those all together, including your Social Security, you would be able to qualify and have a good quality of life on Social Security alone. Myth number 2, you can rely on your pension alone. Pensions are becoming less common, and even if you have one, it may not be as secure as you think. My husband never had a pension, and some are underfunded or might not cover all of your needs. That's why it's so important to diversify. Combine your pension with personal savings, your retirement account and investments, and Social Security to create a well-rounded financial plan for your own retirement. Number 3, you should pay off all debts before retiring. This is a myth that I actually agree with. There should be no way you go into retirement with consumer debt. Why burden yourself with the weight on your shoulders? Get rid of it, all of it. In my opinion, unless you have a decent interest rate and a substantial retirement savings, you should also pay off your house. Myth number 4, I can start saving for retirement whenever I want. Here's the hard truth. The earlier you start saving, the better. Compound interest is like a magic bullet. It helps your money grow exponentially over time. Waiting to save means you'll have to contribute a lot more later to catch up. Even if you can only save a little bit right now, it's worth starting today. Your future self will thank you. Now, I have a confession to make. I have not been saving under my name thus far. I'm 51, almost 52 years old, and we have spent the last 25 years before my husband's retirement to choose to focus solely on his 401k. Now that he's retired, we're investing in mine. I know it's not the best way to go about it, and if we had had more money and more knowledge, those choices would have been different. But once we know better, we do better. I have gotten a lot of flack on past videos about this. The threat of what the future holds. You never know. What happens if he passes away? What happens if he leaves me for a younger version of myself? Those things are real and true things that could happen. However, I feel confident enough in myself and my abilities that I would be able to take care of myself and my special needs son, with the help of probably my younger if he's living with us as well, to make sure that we are safe, happy, and fed if anything does ever happen, even in my later years. I think I'm going to be okay. Myth number 5, you'll spend less in retirement. A lot of people think their spending will go down in retirement, but that's not always true. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it isn't. Things like travel, hobby, and unexpected healthcare costs can actually make expenses go up. Creating a realistic retirement budget is crucial. Think about what you want your retirement to look like and plan accordingly. Allowing yourself to enjoy those little or big indulgences that you have worked so hard for so long are so important. Big travel plans may be why you saved so intensely. You may spend less on lunches out, new clothes, and gas for the car, but you may also find you want to spend more on those travel, hobbies, and that fun. Number 6, you need a large sum of money to start investing. This one keeps so many people on the sidelines. They're not able to get into the game because they're fearful that they don't have enough. You don't need to be wealthy to start investing. Many platforms will let you begin with as little as $5 or $10. The key is consistency, not so much the amount. Regular small contributions add up over time, and take advantage of compound growth. That is one of the magic beans of investing. Start small, but start now. Number 7, Medicare will cover all medical expenses in retirement. Medicare is super helpful, but it doesn't cover everything. Prescription drugs, deductibles, and some service can lead to out-of-pocket expenses. Supplemental insurance or health savings plan is always a good idea. Plan ahead for those extra costs to make sure your healthcare needs are fully covered. And then, if you aren't old enough for Medicare, you have other choices to make. Insurance is that one area that I completely underestimated. We had it easy when my husband was employed. We would just pay out of his paycheck each and every month, and then it would be there when we needed it. It wasn't super expensive, and it was out of sight, out of mind, always there for us. Because he retired at 62, he wasn't eligible for Medicare. So we had to go into the open market and pay out of pocket for our health insurance. That's not so fun, by the way. It's very time consuming and a little bit confusing. It's not easy to navigate, and if you tell the customer service representative that you think you're going to make $40,000 that year because you're just guesstimating, that's how it works, and you end up making more, you also need to call them and tell them or end up paying it all back at tax time. There were a lot of reasons why that $25,000 tax bill was so high, and much of it had to do with my business, and I already had that set aside. But a big chunk of that was a lesson in learning how to navigate the health insurance waters and how income correlates to that. Now, I've hired a new tax professional to help with all of this, so this never happens again. You need to update the state that you live in whenever your income changes when it comes to healthcare. If you take money out of your 401k savings that you had, that is now considered income. That means that your tax bracket goes up and you're taxed at a different level. These are the things that you need to be aware of when you're working on health insurance. Otherwise, you're going to kind of get stuck in the end. Lesson learned. Next, I'll be learning about Medicare this year as my hubby turns 65 in June. Number 8, you can't make changes to your retirement plan once it's set. Retirement planning isn't a set it and forget it kind of deal. Life changes. Marriage, job shifts, market fluctuations can all impact your plan. Regularly check in with your retirement strategy to make sure it's still working for you. Flexibility is your friend, and small adjustments along the way can make a big difference. Number 9, you'll need the same amount of income in retirement as you had while you're working. Your expenses in retirement will likely shift and change. You might save on commuting and work-related costs, but spend more on that travel, those hobbies, or that healthcare. The key is to figure out your unique needs. A realistic budget can help you create a financial plan that supports the lifestyle you want. Consider long before you're ready to retire to live on an income like you've already retired. Budget the way you would if you've already retired. If you're looking for a way to do that, I have a free downloadable printable budget planner. I'll leave a link in the comments below. Retirement means you can't earn any more income. Wow, is that a myth? Retirement doesn't have to mean the end of earning money. Many retirees take on part-time jobs, freelance, or even start new businesses. Not only does this provide extra income, but it also keeps you engaged and connected, and it gives you something to do. I know there are times when my husband, especially in the winter, seems a little bit bored. Retirement is a chance to explore passions or try something new while staying financially secure. Believing those common misconceptions can seriously throw a wrench in your financial plans. But here's the good news. Getting clear on the real facts about retirement can make all the difference. With the right info and a little forward thinking, you can build a plan that fits your life, your goals, and what you truly want for the future. Retirement is a journey, not a one-size-fits-all destination. When you approach it with a mix of knowledge and flexibility, you set yourself up for a much smoother, more enjoyable ride. And let's be real, no one wants to end up looking back thinking, wow, I should have done that differently. By avoiding the pitfalls and staying informed, you're giving yourself the gift of comfortability, security, and happy retirement. Now, we all make mistakes, and retirement is one area that it's super easy to fumble the ball. If you want to learn from the rest of our mistakes, check out this video next.